If you're under 30 and broke, this video could save your financial future. Robert Kiyosaki just revealed the one devastating mistake that's keeping an entire generation trapped in financial mediocrity, and chances are you're making it right now without even knowing it. Picture this: you're 70 years old, looking back at your life, and despite having a nice house and a decent car, your bank account is essentially zero. You worked hard, followed your passion, did everything society told you to do, but somehow you never built real wealth. This isn't some hypothetical nightmare scenario. According to Kiyosaki, this is the reality for most of his 70-year-old friends right now. So, what's the mistake that leads to this financial disaster? It's deceptively simple, yet incredibly destructive. Young people today are obsessed with doing what they love instead of building what they need. They chase passion over purpose, immediate gratification over long-term wealth creation, and comfort over the sometimes painful growth required to achieve financial freedom. Here's the brutal truth that no one wants to hear. Your passion might be your financial prison. When you're young, the world tells you to follow your dreams, do what makes you happy, find your purpose. But Kiyosaki learned something different. Sometimes you have to do what you hate to get what you love. Sometimes you have to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term freedom. Let me break down exactly what this means using Kiyosaki's wealth-building framework. He divides the financial world into 4 quadrants. First, you have employees, people who work for someone else, trading time for money. Second, self-employed individuals like doctors, lawyers, or consultants who own their jobs but are still trading time for money. Third, business owners who have systems and people working for them. And fourth, investors who make money work for them. Most young people get stuck in quadrants 1 and 2 because they're focused on doing what they love. They want careers that fulfill them emotionally. They want to wake up excited about their work. But here's the problem. These quadrants are where you pay the highest taxes and have the least control over your financial destiny. Kiyosaki knew from an early age that he wanted to reach quadrant 4, professional investor status. This wasn't about following his passion. In fact, he admits he hated many of the things he had to learn. He despised studying taxes, but he forced himself to understand them because high earners pay massive tax rates. He loathed learning about legal structures and lawsuits, but he knew that wealthy people get sued, so he needed protection. The difference between passion and purpose is crucial here. Passion's inherently selfish. It's about what makes you feel good. Purpose, on the other hand, is about serving others and creating value beyond yourself. Kiyosaki's purpose was to reach a position where he could serve more people and have greater impact. That purpose drove him to endure activities he hated in service of a larger goal. Think about this for a moment. How many young entrepreneurs do you know who are chasing the latest trend, the newest opportunity, the shiniest object? They jump from cryptocurrency to day trading to starting a social media agency, always looking for the quick path to riches. But they're missing the fundamental principle that real wealth comes from building assets, not chasing opportunities. Kiyosaki identifies 4 main asset classes that the wealthy focus on. First and most important is business ownership. Not just any business, but scalable businesses with systems and employees. This is where the richest people in the world make their money. Think about Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or Mark Zuckerberg. Their wealth comes from owning businesses that generate massive value. The second asset class is real estate. But here's the catch-22 that most people don't understand. You need a business to effectively invest in real estate at scale. Real estate requires capital, and businesses generate the capital needed for significant real estate investments. You need systems and cash flow from business operations to leverage real estate opportunities properly. The third asset class is paper assets like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. While Kiyosaki personally doesn't prefer this category, he acknowledges it's where many middle-class investors build wealth. The advantage of paper assets is liquidity. You can get in and out quickly if you make mistakes. The fourth category is commodities: food, oil, gold, silver, and other tangible goods. These assets provide protection against inflation and currency devaluation. But like real estate and business ownership, commodities require significant knowledge and capital to invest effectively. Here's where the liquidity concept becomes critical for young people. The more liquid an asset, the easier it is to recover from mistakes. Stocks and bonds are highly liquid. You can buy and sell them instantly. Real estate and business ownership are much less liquid. If you make a mistake, you're stuck with the consequences for months or years. This is why financial education becomes absolutely crucial as you move toward less liquid, higher return assets. In the liquid paper asset world, you can afford to make mistakes because you can exit quickly. But when you're building a business or buying real estate, mistakes can be catastrophic if you don't have the knowledge to avoid them or the skills to work through problems. Most young people avoid this progression because it requires doing things they don't love. Building a business means learning boring stuff like accounting, legal structures, tax strategies, and operational systems. Real estate investing means understanding market analysis, financing, property management, and deal structuring. These aren't glamorous topics that inspire passion, but they're absolutely essential for building wealth. The shiny object syndrome is particularly dangerous for young people today. Social media constantly bombards them with stories of overnight success, get-rich-quick schemes, and easy money opportunities. Bitcoin millionaires, day trading gurus, and dropshipping success stories create an illusion that wealth building can be simple and fun. But real wealth building is often boring, methodical, and requires sustained effort over years or decades. It means studying subjects that might not interest you initially. It means taking on responsibilities that feel overwhelming. It means making sacrifices that your peers might not understand. Kiyosaki shares a powerful story about commitment that illustrates this principle perfectly. When he wanted to learn about taking companies public, he approached a successful businessman who offered to teach him. But the education came with a test. The man told Kiyosaki on a Wednesday to be in Lima, Peru by Saturday for a business opportunity. Most people would have made excuses. They would have said they couldn't afford the trip, couldn't get time off work, or couldn't handle the uncertainty. But Kiyosaki immediately booked a flight, spent $20,000 of his own money, and flew to Peru. When he arrived, he discovered there was no real opportunity there. When he returned and confronted his mentor, the man simply said he could have told him there was nothing in Peru. The point wasn't the opportunity itself. The point was testing Kiyosaki's commitment level. Most people want the rewards of wealth without the dedication required to achieve it. They want job security, steady paychecks, and predictable outcomes. This story reveals a fundamental difference between employee mentality and investor mentality. Employees can quit when things get difficult. They can walk away from challenging situations and find new jobs. But business owners and investors can't quit their assets. When problems arise, they have to solve them. When markets crash, they have to adapt. When regulations change, they have to comply. The responsibility and commitment required for true wealth building are precisely why most people stay in the employee or self-employed quadrants. It's safer, more predictable, and requires less personal responsibility. But it also limits your earning potential and keeps you dependent on others for your financial security. Young people today face unique challenges in this regard. The gig economy and remote work have created an illusion that you can have freedom and security simultaneously. You can work from anywhere, set your own schedule, and pursue your passions while still earning money. But this lifestyle often keeps people trapped in the trading time for money quadrants. The path to real wealth requires building systems that work without your constant involvement. This means hiring people, creating processes, developing products or services that scale, and managing complex operations. These activities require skills that most people find uncomfortable or boring initially. Financial education becomes the great equalizer in this process. The less liquid your investments, the higher your financial intelligence needs to be. Anyone can buy stocks or mutual funds through a mobile app. It requires virtually no knowledge or skill. But building a successful business or creating a profitable real estate portfolio demands years of education and experience. Most people have the intellectual capacity to develop this knowledge. The difference isn't intelligence or natural talent. The difference is willingness to do what's necessary even when it's not enjoyable. It's choosing long-term wealth creation over short-term comfort. It's prioritizing purpose over passion when the two conflict. The tax implications alone make this journey worthwhile for those willing to take it. Employees and self-employed individuals pay the highest tax rates because they have the fewest legal strategies for reducing their tax burden. Business owners and investors have access to numerous legal tax advantages that can save hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars over a lifetime. But accessing these advantages requires understanding complex tax codes, maintaining proper documentation, and structuring your affairs according to legal requirements. This isn't exciting work for most people, but it's incredibly valuable work that pays massive dividends over time. The same principle applies to legal protection. Wealthy individuals face higher lawsuit risk because they have more assets to target. This means learning about asset protection, insurance strategies, and legal structures. Again, not glamorous topics, but essential knowledge for preserving wealth once you build it. Young people who understand this early in life have a tremendous advantage. Time becomes their greatest asset when they're willing to invest it in building knowledge and systems rather than just pursuing immediate income or emotional satisfaction. The compound effect of starting early cannot be overstated. Every year you delay building real assets is a year of compound growth lost forever. The difference between starting wealth building at 25 versus 35 isn't just 10 years. It's the exponential difference that those 10 years of compound growth could have created. This is why the follow your passion advice can be so destructive for young people. It keeps them focused on immediate gratification rather than long-term wealth creation. It prioritizes feeling good today over building security for tomorrow. It creates a mindset that wealth building should be fun and easy when the reality is often quite different. The most successful people learn to find satisfaction in the process of building rather than just the emotional fulfillment of their daily activities. They develop what Kiyosaki calls financial intelligence, which includes understanding how money works, how taxes affect wealth, how to evaluate investment opportunities, and how to manage risk effectively. Building this intelligence requires what most young people resist: delayed gratification, sustained focus, and willingness to be uncomfortable. It means studying when your friends are socializing. It means investing money instead of spending it on lifestyle upgrades. It means taking calculated risks that might not pay off immediately. But here's what makes it worthwhile. Once you build real wealth through business ownership and investing, you actually have more freedom to pursue your passions than you ever would have as an employee. When your assets generate enough passive income to cover your lifestyle, you can choose activities based on interest rather than necessity. Kiyosaki didn't give up on doing what he loved. He just postponed immediate passion pursuit to build the foundation that would eventually support unlimited passion pursuit. Now he can invest in assets he finds exciting, like real estate and commodities, because he has the wealth and knowledge to do so effectively. The choice facing every young person today is simple but not easy. You can prioritize doing what you love right now and hope it somehow leads to wealth, or you can prioritize building what you need first and then use that foundation to pursue your passions from a position of strength. The statistics speak for themselves. Most people who follow the passion first approach end up financially dependent on others for their entire lives. They work jobs they may or may not love, but they never build the assets that could give them true freedom of choice. The path Kiyosaki describes isn't guaranteed to be easy or immediately satisfying, but it's the path that consistently creates lasting wealth and genuine freedom. It's the difference between hoping for financial security and systematically building it. If you're young and you're watching this, you have the most valuable asset in the world: time. The question is whether you'll use that time to build lasting wealth or just pursue immediate satisfaction. The choice you make in the next few years will determine your financial reality for the rest of your life. The biggest mistake young people make isn't lack of intelligence or opportunity. It's choosing the comfortable path over the profitable path. It's prioritizing how they feel today over how they'll live tomorrow. But for those willing to make the difficult choice, the rewards can be extraordinary. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make right now. Choose wisely.